So as you can see, everyone, I have gone ahead and moved in and lived in this new space with the new remodel. And I got to tell you, I really love it. All right, everyone, welcome back to my next video. As you can see, my ambulance looks a little bit different. I have had it almost exactly 2 years. And if you've owned a rig for 2 years, it's about time to do a remodel. I mean, that's just the way us nomads seem to work. Or earlier, sometimes later, but for me, it's about every 2 years. So I have remodeled, and this is a video to tell you how I have remodeled, what the new one looks like, as you can see, and what I didn't like about the old one, and hopefully there's something in there that will help you make a decision about what you want yours to look like. So I've had the ambulance almost exactly 2 years. It was April 2 years ago that I bought it, and then it was made while I was doing the rebuild. It's an ambulance, as you very well know, and this side is behind these covers. You can see that's exactly like the ambulance came. I've made no modifications whatsoever. I bought it so I wouldn't have to modify it. I just put the curtains up for no other reason to hide it. It's industrial looking, but I love the curtains a lot, and so I'm perfectly okay with that. And that's just storage. That's just really practical, easy storage. But what I did originally was there was the bed here all the way across, and there was a desk back here. And over time, I realized that was a bad mistake. My kitchen's over there behind you, and there's not room over there to do any work. So if I'm working on something, if I'm mixing something, if I'm cutting something, there was nowhere to do it. My bed was here, it was very low, and I ended up doing all my work, kitchen work in particular, because that's where I tend to spill and make a mess, was being down on the bed. And that was far from ideal. I needed a counter space. That's the bottom line. That's why I've done all this. So what I've done is I've got a 4-foot length of pretty nice plywood. This comes covered. This comes finished exactly like this from Home Depot. And I really like that. So it's 4 foot, and then the bed is almost exactly 3 foot, a little bit less. And so I built legs. The front will be covered. I'm going to show you the finished product at the end of this video. But so we're just showing you it empty so you can see how I built it. And there's just legs, a little box that makes the legs. If you look down here, you can see that the factory, from the factory, the ambulance had a bench seat right here. I kind of got it covered. I should have let you see that. And there was literally about a 3 and 4 inch pad on top of it that I took off and replaced with this plywood, nice piece of plywood. But so this was the problem. I had to build around that. And so before, when it was only like this high, it was all basically wasted. So all this storage that is now being used is being redeemed. And so I have a milk crate here, and that's one of the things I'm going to use for storage. As we go on, I'll show you how I did the build, especially on the bed. You want to decide what you're going to use as storage units and build the bed around that. So in this case, I was using milk crates, and you can just go by the store and buy those. I bought mine off of Amazon, but you can go to any store and you can go to a lot of hardware stores and buy them, not any store. The height of this was set because I wanted to stand and work, and this is a fairly universal height. So I've got a little box here, and on the end here, I wanted shelves. As you're going to see when I finish putting everything back in, this is going to be my library. I'm going to have all books across here, and then this will just be standard storage. So this is just a standard 1x10 pine board that is screwed into the end. And then this is a face. This is this nice piece of wood that I had left over, and I made a face to cover it. And so that's a 1x10 there and a 1x10 here, and I just used cleats to to hold it up, put the shelf on. And this is a 1x10 that fits all the way across, and there's cleats down there as well to hold it in place. So that gives me all this storage. And then these are just trim. You know, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or anywhere and buy little pieces of trim. And then they're painted white just to make it a little more aesthetic. This is a piece of this wood because it matches. And I might have been better off with a piece of trim, but I think it looks really good there. I'm happy with it. And this is caulked because I'm going to be working on the countertop and I'll spill. It's inevitable. So this is caulked. It won't get back in my books. And I put a piece of quarter round here, painted it white so that things wouldn't fly off. And it goes down to here. Down here, this is a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that we screwed on, and it has, it's sitting on this 3/4 inch piece of plywood. And if you can look back here, you can see it's also got a cleat. This cleat is screwed into the wall very securely. This thing can handle any amount of weight. It's just like 2 feet and a cleat, and supported in the middle, supported at the end. It's going to be strong forever. The mattress was a little bit of trouble. It had to be cut. Of course, this is completely obvious. If you look over here, you can see it had to be curved in. And you can see I used my jigsaw and curved in this board. And then this had to be curved in too. Well, I cut the board, and then I laid it on top of this and cut this just with a knife. It's just a standard, I don't think you can see it. Just cut with a standard knife. This mattress was 3-inch pieces of foam mattress at Amazon. And I bought them 2 years. I've been using them 2 years now. And I tried one, and it was nowhere near enough. It hurt my hip if I slept on my side. It was just nowhere near enough. I bought a second one and put it on top, and man, this is as good as I have ever slept. And I'll put a link down to the Amazon so you can get these yourself if you're interested. For me, they were very, very comfortable. We're all different. Maybe they'll be miserable to you. I don't know. Let me add that I do have a freezer here. This is running as a freezer. It's set at 7 degrees, and it has been worked really well. As you can see, I put insulation underneath, and I keep, this is a duck down blanket. This is a wool blanket, and then I just keep a towel. This is a really poor door, really poor. Most of them are just not adequate, and so I added this extra insulation. One of the things, a consideration, is the height of this. You can see I can't just get on this. It's not easy for me to get on it. I'm going to figure out a step. I have to have a step. This isn't what I want to do. So Cody has to fit. I mean, I'm not going to have a bed that my dog can't fit on, and I knew Cody couldn't jump up this high. Come on. But it turns out the freezer has been there, and it was the perfect step for him. You can see he can just jump right up here. And so that was a good thing. I'm less than enthused about him jumping on my duck down blanket, but it's the sacrifice you made for your furry kids. And I love him, and so that's what we're going to do. Okay, I think that is the fundamentals of what we did. I love the bed across. It's an ambulance. It's wider than most rigs. I can sleep across, no problem. So to finish this video off, I'll bring everything back in, make it nice and neat and pretty, and show that to you. Now, I have made it sound like I did all this work myself. I did not. I'm lazy, I'm busy, and so I had a lot of help. My friend Linda, who is behind the camera right now. Hi, Linda. Say hi.
Hi.
She did a lot of it, but I hired a good friend named Diane, and Diane did 80% of the work, I think. I was in and helped, and it's my brainchild. This is what I wanted done. And she does do work for other people. So if you're looking for someone to do some work for you, then you might want to meet Diane. Okay, and I'll be putting the contact information for her down below. So here, let me show you the back. It actually works out by far the best of all. I have not reloaded it. I've put a few things in, And again, like I said, you'd make the decision on what you want to use as storage units and build around it. Now, you know, if I didn't have this in here, I like to carry a 30-day supply of food. I've got a video about that. We'll put a link up right over here. You really should check that out, because I just really think every van dweller should carry a 30-day supply of food. But that's where I'm keeping mine. So I could actually hold, they're too tall, 2, 4, 6, 8 if I didn't have this back here. And then 10, 12. I could easily have 12 of these in here if I wanted to. And again, you can get these real easily on Amazon. I'll leave some links down below. But man, this is an enormous amount of storage that this gives me. And I'm really, really, really happy with that. But I'm very happy with that. As you can see, I've got just an enormous amount of storage here. Again, just a simple leg, a 2x4 leg to support the middle. And you can see here a little better, the 2-3 inch foam mattresses from Amazon. I'm very, very happy with those. And here you can see what it looks like built from the inside. So as you can see, everyone, I have gone ahead and moved in and lived in this new space with the new remodel. And I got to tell you, I really, 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 really love it. I love having a countertop. And like you would think, it becomes a clutter catcher. And I'm a clutter-oriented person as it is. I actually prefer to have things out where I can see them and touch them and get to them. But every day, you got to put it all away. You've got to have a home for it. You got to get the clutter out, or else it becomes a pile. And I don't want to. I've lived with piles before, and no more piles. So things get put away every day. Every day, at least once, it gets down to clear like this. And so that has worked out really well. I really like the bed across the back. It's got a lot of space. The back doors are here. I've hung curtains. I've hung curtains here and across the bottom. The one problem, and I knew this was going to be a problem, is it's tall. So I can't even just get on it without a step. So I put a step down here, and now that's it. So no more complicated than that. It's just an RV step like you would have. And now I'm on the bed. And my door is cracked now because it's pretty warm here in the summer. And the door's cracked and I get a good breeze. This is a fan. This is a USB fan that has feet. So I have a fan here that can aim at me while I'm sleeping. Or I can turn it around and aim it forward. So I like the fan there. That works super well. The bed fits me perfectly. If I were much taller, it would be a little tight. But at my height, the cross is perfect. So that's it. And I just got to tell you, it has turned out perfectly. As you can see, I've got a lot of books. And getting the books out, so they were just kind of tucked in everywhere. Getting the books out here was really a priority to me. And, you know, it's like everything else. You can only carry so much stuff, even in an ambulance. And so if I have to get rid of books. There are a few I will always have because they're significant to me. But there are the majority I will need to get rid of, read, get what I can out of it, and then get rid of them. And of course I have my pens and pencils and scissors. Amazing how often you use scissors. And over here I have my spoons, my silverware, and knives, etc. And things just get tucked away. They do. I'm a clutter. I enjoy clutter within reason. So a lot of you don't. A lot of you hate clutter. But we're all different, and there's plenty of room for everybody, isn't there? Okay, so that's my remodel. That was all my thinking. And if you wanted to learn anything from this, my thought is a counter space. Really consider how important a counter space is to you. And without one, are you going to really regret it? I've got an ambulance. I've got more space. From the front wall to the back is 12 foot. So that is the big thing. Do you want books out? Do you have a hobby? Do you have things out that you want to have out and be able to see kind of all the time? Well, then plan that in your build. Countertop, do you need countertop? Plan that in your build. All right, so if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.